Regardless whether you like it or you don't like it, you love it, you hate it, one thing for damn sure, you are gonna respect it.
Yo, what it do? Welcome back, everybody, to All the Gold Podcast. I'm your host, Derek J. Listen, today is our Go Home Show for NXT Stand and Deliver. It is the NXT Go Home Show for the WrestleMania week as well. We're kicking off with a special guest today in the building. This person is she's an avid fan. She loves it. She's been watching it since she was young. I don't know how to introduce her because she's my wife. So welcome on to the stage, my wife, Elva.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elva, and I've been a wrestling fan all my life, and it was one of the things that Derek and I bonded over. So I am here for the drama. I'm not a wrestler, but I'm here, and we're going to talk about everything that's going on at NXT tonight. All
right. So since we had that lovely introduction from my beautiful wife, let's kick it off, okay? So the show kicks off with a fatal four-way match for the number one contenders North American title. Ethan Page, Eddie Thorpe, Lexis King, and Wesley was already in the ring. Then out comes Ricky Starks on commentary. So it was a good back and forth match all around. And but the part that when it got really hectic is when the ref kicked out Ricky Saints, and he kicked him out because Eddie Thorpe ran into him, and then Ricky Saints got into Ethan Page's face. So I'm thinking the ref just wanted to show his ass on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like he just want to be on TV basically. But nah, just kidding. I think that this match was great, a great showcase for all four talents. Lots of back and forth action. And the ending sequence was pretty good too. It was a slew of finishers, so everybody hit their own finisher. And at the end, Paige hit a cutter on Lexis King for the win. After that, Paige proceeds to cut a promo and was speared by Ricky Saints. And Ricky Saints stood over him and was yelling and held the title up. What do you think about this match?
So the match was really good. So you're right. It was a chance to showcase all of them and their talents. For me, I really enjoyed Wesley's performance. He really showed why he held the belt for so long and why he should be still in the picture. And then Eddie Thorpe, for me, he's like a thorn. Like I really don't like him. I've never liked him. When we went to Vengeance Day, I just wish he would get out of the way. I don't know why they're pushing him so hard. I really cannot figure Eddie Thorpe out.
Yeah.
And for Lexis King, like I kind of wanted this. I want to see more from him. Like they keep trying to get every so often to try to restart his. I guess
like him a kickstart or something like that.
Try to kickstart him, like I'm trying to be my own person. I'm this and I'm that, and they gave him the Heritage Cup. So I think I wanted to see more from him, and so I didn't really want him to get pinned. I wanted Eddie Thorpe to get pinned. We all knew that Ethan was going to win, just because it just looks good for the championship belt for Ethan and Ricky Saints. To be in that championship, that's just a good thing. I'm tired of seeing Ethan. I know Ethan's your guy. I'm tired of seeing him.
Yeah, Ethan is my guy.
In the picture, but at the same time, out of all of them, I would think that's who I want to see if it wasn't going to be Wesley. But other than that, I think Wesley did that whisper in the wind move. I didn't know what it was called, but I thought that was awesome when he did it. Some of the notes that I had on there was about that.
She took notes.
Yes, I did. It was just a lot of high flying moves. the crowd was really into it, especially when Ricky got kicked out. They started chanting,
Right.
boo the ref or whatever they were saying. It was a clean finish. It wasn't any kind of sneaky things too much, except for the shenanigans with the ref. So
Yeah,
it
the
was good.
ref tried to show his ass. Like I said, man, he was in the camera, and I saw him glance at the camera. Ref, he was a sucker, yo.
They had to make the storyline for him to come back.
Right. So
Yeah.
then, after like I said, after Paige got the win, Saints was standing over him. He speared him and was standing over him and raised the belt. And I think I have one of that too. You got to give me, what I'm saying? Like I told y'all before, I'm my own engineer. So, but yeah, it was a good overall match. I'm looking forward to this for Stand and Deliver this Saturday. So, yeah, that's Ricky Saints.
I definitely don't see Ricky losing it to Ethan.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, why put
you never
it
know.
on him? Why
You never
put it
know.
on him?
That's true.
I feel like it's gonna be some funny stuff happening. Somebody's gonna come interrupt or do something.
You think so?
Eddie Thorpe.
Oh man, it could be Eddie. You're right. You're right. You might be right.
I don't know. Just
right.
Irks me.
All right. So the next segment we had was Jordan Grace promo. She was talking about her beginnings. When she came up in the indies, how she started out in the in the garage, not garage, but in the gym, and then she went to the indies, and coming up through TNA and her future in WWE and how she got there. And then she said she was going to be the next WWE NXT Women's Champion. So I like throughout the show tonight, I did like the fact that they showcased each woman that was in the match and gave them their own time to do a promo. I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this match too as well, man. Jordan Grace is, she's very credible. So I'm looking forward to this match. This is going to be a hard one to determine, but I think that Stephanie retains. That's just my thing. Let me go back to the NXT pitch. And then we had a backstage segment for the Women's North American Champion, showcasing all the some of the participants that already qualified. It was Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, Zarya, Izzy Dame, and Izzy stated that nobody cares about Kalani's new attitude, and she will win it all come this Saturday at Stand and Deliver. So what do you think about that whole showcase right there?
So I'm glad you asked, because I've been thinking about this Kalani thing for a while, and I just can't put my finger on why she can't break out in this bad girl mode. I don't know if it's that she needs to change her attire. She's still coming out bubbly with the whole cheerleader rah 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 type thing. And I know she's trying to come in with this attitude, but it's not selling. It's not manifesting to anything. So it's almost like she is trying way too hard.
She's trying way too hard.
The Izzy Dane one, I don't think she's even a competitor.
Whoa! Now I think Izzy Dame is okay. Remember, I stated that a couple episodes ago. I think Izzy Dame has something. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm not feeling Izzy.
But going back to your Kalani statement just now, I do see that she is trying a little hard, and but I'm gonna give her a little chance. But I do see that, like you said, she is trying a little hard. So
I just feel like it's her look. Like, I mean, she can talk the talk.
Maybe because the curls.
It's not even it is. I think
Maybe.
Like her attire is so it gives me cheerleader.
They got a little darker though.
She did dark green
tonight.
Yeah,
I thought she had purple on. Dark. Oh, she had that purple whatever bustier or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Let's get some dark colors. Maybe if you start dressing in black, maybe probably somebody consider you a little tough. But I see what you're saying though.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you take off the next segment.
All right. So the next match was the qualifying match for the North American.
That's right.
The North American, the women's North American title. So for this match, it was Tatum Paxley and Lola Vice. This was a decent match. I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. It was slow moving for me because of the simple fact that it was either Tatum, which she put in a lot of work on hurting Lola Vice's arm. Like, she put in some time on working her arm. I have to give it to her. And to be honest with you, I'm not really familiar with Tatum Paxley that much. Is she the one that used to wear the face mask?
No, Tatum Paxley is the one that was walking around
with the
dolls. Yeah,
the dolls?
At first,
Okay,
yeah.
so
she was in that stable with it was a small stable. It was only around for a little bit. It was with Shotzi Blackheart and Gigi Dolan. So
okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was either the doll girl or and so this was the first time I really got to see her showcase her talent, or I paid attention to it, I should say.
Right.
I think she's always maybe done like tag teams or something. Like I don't really think she's done it by herself. But anyway, she did show that she's a decent wrestler. I mean, she didn't make a lot of botches or anything that stood out to me to be like she needs more work. I think she held her own in there with Lola Vice. It was a decent length match. It wasn't real short. And then Lola Vice, for me, she just was doing a lot of submissions. Like she was
because she's a submission specialist.
Yeah, but it drugged the match out to me.
Like oh, you mean like extended, like
and then they're standing in the ring and she's got her in like this submission hold and standing up. Like it was just a lot of repetitive of that. And that to me took me out of the match. A lot of I guess it's called I don't know what it's called. But then it was that move where Tatum Paxley like tried to hide under the ring, and then she tried to. The girl Gigi was distracted, and then she pulled Lola under there, and she jammed her arm up again. So that was something. Lola did some multiple suplexes and try to do a pin attempt, more submissions. I mean, ultimately Lola won. That's all I can really say for it. It did what it was supposed to do to qualifier. So now she's in that ladder match.
Right.
But other than that, what do you have to say about it?
I'm trying to figure out what happened to her push, Lola Vice's push. I remember a couple months ago, she was like a focal point in the women's division. Like they was trying to really push her. I'm not sure what happened to her in the long run. Like as far as did she get injured for a little bit and they had to, like write her off a little bit.
Who was her thing with that time?
She had Jada. Yeah, she had. That's when Jada hit her in the head with the brick.
Yeah,
smacked her in the head with the brick. So yeah, she was that whole thing. I thought she was getting pushed after that. I mean, because she was in the with Jada Parker. I think she did something with Shayna Baszler too. Remember that submission match she did at NXT Underground?
I feel like after that, that's when she kind of fell off. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know.
No, I think she got the win on that one, but I don't know, man. I just don't understand what happened to her push. But maybe she was injured and they're trying to work her back slowly right now. So I don't know, because she was off TV for a minute too. So yeah. Next up after that, Julia cuts a promo on Stephanie Fakir. Said she did it all Japanese, and so towards the end she did speak in English, but she did say Jordan and Jada are obstacles in her way getting back the NXT Women's Championship, and she says she's going to get to Stephanie and she's going to show her why, show her about strong style. So I'm looking for, like I said, Julia cuts a good promo. Jordan cuts a good promo so far. So they're really showcasing these women, right? And they're really showing you why they have the best division in all of wrestling. Like they have the best women's division in all of wrestling. You can say what you want to say. You can say that AEW, you can say WWE, SmackDown, and Raw has it, but no, NXT has the best women's division in all of wrestling.
And that's what I don't understand about NXT in the main roster, in a sense, the main roster. Because the women, like I love WWE, the women on the SmackDown and Raw, but like they have such a good feeder system that they could interchange these women and have such a good showcase of women talent on the main roster. Like they could bring some of these women over there because they are powerhouses.
Right.
Like they are really, and I mean, a lot of them, some of the little flighty, characters and stuff like that, but a lot of them don't even have to have that big character. Like their presence alone is just really doing it.
Right.
If you think about like just Zara, and her name Zarya. Like I'm really getting into her. But I think but I've always been a fan of Sol Ruka,
Yeah, I like Sol Ruka too.
And so I think that was a good pairing, but just like bring them up there, highlight them every once in a while on there. Like they were trying to do for Lash Legend and the other young lady.
Right. You make a good point, because I feel like, NXT, I don't even consider NXT you consider them the third brand,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that NXT, you know what I'm saying, they should be integrating these women, like, just to freshen up the matches on the main roster, because there'd be times where you'd be like, damn, she about to fight her again, or, it's just recycling the same people. If you want fresh stories, have some of them, transfer up, you know what I'm saying? If, just to, they do it a little bit with, like you said, Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson, Metaphor going
and
up.
just Roxanne. Those are the only ones they really do it for.
Right. But, those, I think they look at them like, because they are putting in the most time and they're improving the most out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they look at it like that.
That's cool.
I do see that, they want to try to get these women up there, but they want to make sure that they're seasoned. Like when they get on the main roster, when they get in front of the big cameras, that they make sure they hit their spots and making sure that, I'm saying, they're on cue with certain things. So I think it's still training they have to do for that. But I think it's a good idea to have them integrating in for fresh matchups, because NXT has a great women's roster.
Yeah, they do.
Next up is the tag team gauntlet match for the number one contenders titles, number one contenders for the NXT tag titles that Faxium holds. So let me see. You got Hank and Tank start off with Tyson and Tyreek, and Hank and Tank got the pinfall. It was a real quick segment for those two teams. What do you got to say about those two teams right there?
So I'll be honest with you, I don't know who is Tyson and who is Tyreek. I'm gonna hold my thought about we know who won or whatever, but I kind of knew they were gonna win, who was gonna win. But the Hank and Tank team, they really showcased themselves the first one. Like I knew they were gonna win that. The Tyson and Terry, have they ever fought at any time by themselves?
It's so because they're not on TV that much. They have wrestled a couple times. Remember, I always talk about them with the big Timberland boots. They look like.
No, I remember. Was a girl with them?
Was a girl with them?
Who was Jada with?
No, Jada was out. OTM out the mud. Remember with Scripps? Remember? They was with them.
Glad that.
Yeah. That's how she started off.
Yeah.
But no, Tyson Tyreek, you don't really see them that much. You see them
with Wesley.
Now with Wesley a lot, because I guess that's his little group is a little stable. But they still need a lot of work. They still fairly new. So I'm gonna give them.
I don't know that big. I don't know which one it was. He's the darker of the two, the dark skinned one. He had the one guy in the corner, and he did this jump, this leap. Dude got up high.
Oh, you mean that might be
I don't know which one.
I think that might be Tyreek then. I think that might be Tyreek.
I was like, big.
I don't get, you know what? It's true, because you can't, since they're not on TV that much, so I get them confused too. But I think that is Tyreek. I think Tyson's more of the slimmer one. And
the commentators never differentiated which who was who. I think they knew they weren't going to be in there that long.
Right.
To be honest with you.
Yeah. So I'm not really, like I said, Hank and Tank to me is still like mad to me. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to push them, trying to make a new, trying to build up another team for Faxium to go against. And I guess they've given out the Tank. But let me tell you something about Tank, though. He's really impressed me. The way he carried himself in this whole match, I really did enjoy his work ethic in this match. He put on a good show. But let's keep going down the match. The Culling, Brooks Jensen and Nico Vance, they came out. The next team up, and Hank and Tank went against them, and they was going at it. Hank busted his face of a bulldog that Vance and Jensen gave him to the announce table, and I think his lip was split. I think he had like a little split in his lip.
That looked painful.
It was bleeding, because they did a close up, and it was like split right there in the corner of his mouth. So I thought that was pretty gnarly. You can use gnarly now?
No.
Nobody uses gnarly now? Don't say that again? Okay. I think it was pretty painful, just put it like that. And they did this wild reversal. You saw that? The reversal they did when he jumped in the air and he caught him, and I thought he was going to give him like a splash or something, but he reversed it mid-air and wound up pinning him.
Because I didn't know what was going on.
Right, so he wound up pinning him. So that caught me off, I was like, what happened? What just happened? So
exactly, because I
thought
he hurt himself.
Right. I thought he hurt himself, but he basically laid on, I got on top and he got the pin. And then came out the no quarter catch crew.
But I want to talk about
go ahead.
Though, because I feel like the Cullen that one was the best match, in my opinion.
You know what? You might be right. Out of the
gauntlet,
gauntlet, I think that might be the best sequence of that gauntlet match. I think them two teams they put on a real, because I'm about to say the no quarter catch crew came up next with Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne, and that was quick. And I kind of feel bad because I kind of like Tavion Heights. I think he has a good look to him. He's real athletic in the ring. I like Miles Bourne too. You say he reminds you of what?
He gives me Randy Orton vibes.
Yeah, he does. For some reason, he gives you Randy Orton vibes. Well, gives me.
But it's an odd team, but they're good together,
right?
And I think they do need to show them more.
Yeah, you know what? I just don't like the damn name.
Yeah, I didn't know who that. You know who I thought it was, because I wasn't paying attention when they came out. I thought it was Pete Dunne and the guy, because don't they have a crazy name too?
They have Pete Dunne and
the guy that just came back.
God, what's the big strong boy? Damn, I forgot his name.
He just came back, and
Tyler
some crap or something. I don't know.
Tyler Bate. Yeah. And he's the NXT European champion too. I mean, not European, but NXT UK champion. I forgot. Anyway, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. They got a similar name too. No Catch Republic.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's so that No Catch Quarter Crew and No Catch Republic.
This whole time, that's what it was until they came out, and I was like, I forgot about these guys.
Right.
And I was like, but I do like them. I wish they would show them more. And to be honest with you, that's another feeder system. We talk about the women. But the tag teams that they're developing on NXT,
they need to send them up to the main roster
and just highlight. They don't have to be like every week, but there's no men's competition in
Raw. Raw needs it the most.
Right. So they need to have them, instead of having jobbers or just wasting time or mismatching people, like have them come up there and highlight them so people can get to know them.
Right. That you make a good point, because to have them in the to showcase their talents in the tag division, you should be feeding them up to the main roster. You know what I'm saying? Get people acclimated to them. That's a good point. Good point, babe. Let's see. So Tavion Heights. Okay, so he got the pinfall, and Josh Briggs and Inamura comes out, and that was so short of a sequence. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like boom, boom, bap, and then he caught Josh Briggs with a roll up. And that was it.
It was done.
So the whole match was a good showcase for Hank and Tank. I'm still not behind him 100%. I think Axiom retains at Stand and Deliver. This match was second fiddle to the women's match that was on SmackDown this Friday, because I enjoyed the women's with Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Excuse me, Lyra Valkyria. I enjoyed that match Friday, so that was pretty cool. But Hank and Tank they put on a good showing. I just wanted more out of this one. It was just a couple quick sequence, but it's a 2-hour show. SmackDown's a 3-hour show, so I get what they were trying to do.
But they did a lot in 2 hours.
Yeah, they did.
Because when I looked at the card at first, I felt like it was only 4 matches, but it's just like maybe the gauntlet match makes it seem longer.
Yeah, but it was a lot of gauntlet match did seem like it was longer.
But I feel like we got a lot done in this one. Right. Can I just say though this one thing about this Stand and Deliver build? I know everybody's been talking about how WrestleMania has been mid and no one's really into it. And I my theory on it is because it's so late in the month that it's drug on, and so we haven't really been ramped up. And every time we do get ramped up, we get let back down. So we haven't been able to get full steam. But anyway, I digress. Stand and Deliver has had no build up to me. I feel like this is the first week that they've been like, oh yeah, this is going to be on Stand and Deliver. This is going to be Stand and Deliver. Like I had to look up the card. The only one that I knew for certain was going to be the Obafemi, the 3-1.
Well,
Javon
in the women, in the NXT championship too. With
well, that was just last week though. They just solidified that last week.
Oh yeah, you know what, right? Because Julia came back last week, right?
That's what I'm saying. Okay, there's not been a lot of build up for this, and that bugged me because I feel like sometimes they build up all those weekly like roadblocks and the bash at this. Like they'll do that for weeks at a time. And Stand and Deliver is the week of WrestleMania. You are supposed to treat that like that's the NXT's WrestleMania, and it never fails because their NXT PLEs are bangers.
Yeah, we went to Vengeance Day. Yes. That was a banger. So,
and I mean, they've never let me down on the NXT PLE. They're to the point. They have their matches and they're done, and they're always good matches. So I was disappointed that it hasn't been built up, but the card that they've developed from been developing on, it's going to be a good one.
Right. Yeah, I mean, well, I think, they probably solidified it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there was, I don't know.
Maybe
you make a good point, though.
Maybe Roadblock was too close to it.
Probably so. But this one, I mean, it turned out to be a good card because remember when I came back there to the room and you was getting ready, I was like, yo, I said, I really like this card that's that they're presenting. So we'll see. Kylie Armstrong, she's from Kylie Armstrong and Stevie Turner from Evolve was shown backstage with Ava and Mr. Stone. Ava says she has a secret surprise entrant for tonight, and you'll see when her music hits. So they kind of blew that, but I'll get back to that later on. But Kylie Armstrong, she's from Evolve, and I heard she's like really turning heads down in Evolve, so I might have to check her out on Wednesday nights on Tubi.
But before that, Ava announced that it was going to be a tag team triple match for triple threat match for the women, and I believe it was all the ones that lost in the ladder match qualifier. Is that what it was? Where these women come from?
This is for the titles, right?
I
know. I think they just throwing. I just think they're challenging. They're doing a number one contenders match to challenge Liv and Raquel for the women's check. They just put it together.
But if you think about it, like last week, right? They were in the locker room, and Ava was like, "It's all your last chance type qualifier." We talked about this. Like I thought that's what she said. But I remember Roxanne being in that group, and she was like, "I see what you're doing. You're going to make a tag team.
Oh, okay, I get you.
You're going to make it a tag team qualifier." So she announced that it's a triple threat tag team. Roxanne comes in. She's like, "I knew you were going to do this. I don't have a partner." She tells her, "If you can find a partner, I'll make it a 4-way match."
Okay.
So she did that. But I'm like, it just ended up everybody, I guess, was partners. I don't know. I
don't know. Okay, well, let's just see what we have on the card. We have, I think I might have a graphic of that too. But what do you think about that whole segment? Why? Go ahead and talk while see if I can load this up.
About the segment. I mean, it was really short. She just said, all the girls were in the locker room, and she was like, "We're gonna have it. So it's gonna be at Stand and Deliver." And then what's gonna happen? She mentioned, like, speaking to Nick Aldis, they're going to have a match on Tuesday. I guess whoever wins against Bailey and what's her name, Valkyra.
Bailey and Lyra Valkyria.
Lyra Valkyria and
at WrestleMania.
Liv and
right.
Raquel. So I guess that'll be on that Tuesday after WrestleMania.
Right.
God, that's a long week. We've got every single day.
That's
like a week and a half, if you think about it.
It is going to be a week and a half of wrestling, you know what I'm saying? So
every day.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't put one up, but it's okay. It's okay. I was looking for one.
But they have that part.
Well, yeah, we'll come back to that. What's the next one?
Here we go. So here's mine.
Go ahead, I'll let you do this one.
This is the Dark State versus the D'Angelo family. The parking lot.
Oh no! Before we do that, we had a Jada Parker promo.
Oh.
All right. So I'll go ahead. So the Jada Parker promo, basically, Miss Parker. Yeah. So we was doing the promo. I said we was doing. Jada was doing the promo of her upbringing. It was real emotional. She was talking about how she grew up in Florida. I forgot the name of the city. It was Saint something. Saint Lucie, something. Yeah, Saint Lucie, Florida. Port Lucie, whatever. But no disrespect, but Port Lucie. And then she was cutting the promo about her upbringing, talking about her dad. How her dad was her coach, and she wanted to play football, but she couldn't play football. It was up to her brother. Her dad wanted her brother to play football. She got into soccer. She loved soccer. But then she was talking about, she got real emotional talking about her uncle who passed away, who was her best friend. And, she was saying that how everybody else came from a different system, but she was homegrown at NXT, and she's ready to take on the challenge at Stand and Deliver for the NXT Championship. So I thought that was a good promo from Jada Parker. It showed a different side to her, showed that she was real emotional. She's a star. She's going to be a star.
Oh, yeah. Hands down.
I think she is going to be a main roster star, too.
And I don't feel like she's going to be there much longer.
What, Jada Parker in NXT? Okay.
Maybe another year.
Yep.
I mean, who's she going to... I mean, they got to put a belt on her eventually.
Right.
They're going to have to put a belt on her. I'm not sure if this is her time for the belt.
Okay, she might still need a little bit more seasoning, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be soon though.
It's gonna, I said
It's going to be soon.
A year.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and take the next segment. This shit was funny.
Like I said, it was the Dark State versus the D'Angelo family, the parking lot fight. I got a headache watching this because in the beginning, the camera shots had me so confused. I don't mean no harm. I still don't know who was fighting who, and I'm not quite sure they knew who they were fighting.
Right.
At that point, they were just picking up stuff. They were going through walls. They were going through doors that led to another room. It was a lot going on. My notes just said all over the place. Because we were they were in a room, and then all of a sudden they were outside. They were outside, came in a room down the hall, went through a door, went back outside. They beat up somebody's Ford Escape.
Destroyed that damn Escape.
Yeah, destroyed the Escape. And I'm sorry, like I'm not saying they needed uniforms, but they were all dressed in black and white, and I honestly didn't know who was who.
Right.
And then they had some extra, like some old guys walking out them with the D'Angelo family. Like I was like, well, who are these men? And they had some extra people.
Right.
And so that kind of had me confused. Then all of a sudden, Tony comes like out of nowhere. Well, and I should reiterate. So in the beginning of it, the Stacks.
Yeah, Stacks.
Stacks.
You know what I mean?
The second boss.
Yeah, Stacks. Yeah.
Stacks.
The underboss.
Yeah, the underboss. So the D'Angelo family, when they first got there, they were like, "Where's Tony?" Mm-hmm. And he was like, "I'm handling this. I called the shots on this one. I called this one. He's not coming." So he didn't show up. We knew that was a little sketchy. So he's been doing little sketchy moves every once in a while.
Right.
But so then at the end of this mayhem that was going on, and it lasted maybe like 3 minutes, but it was total chaos. Then Tony flies out of his car.
hitting people like that.
I don't even know who he hit. I'm guessing that was
your boy from LFG.
Yeah.
God, what is his name? No, that's Luca Crucifino's name group. That's
the one that's fighting BJ.
Week.
Anyway,
so yeah, that's the guy.
He's fighting. He's from LFG, which is a good show. Y'all need to watch it. And knocked him out or whatever. Then the cops lights started going, and the underboss was like, Stack said, "We got to get out of here." The cops, and Tony was like, "I called them," and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, long story short, they're going to have a fight at Stand and Deliver. So this match was added to Stand and Deliver because it wasn't originally on the card.
Right.
So now we've had 2 matches added.
2 matches added, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think the tag team match for the ladies was on that one. I have to look at my card.
Yeah, well, we can go through the card. I will pull up the card before we go.
But it looks like 2 more matches have been added.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to this match right here, yo. I mean, well, this parking lot brawl. This shit was so unorganized. The camera angles was terrible. When they first pulled up, when Stacks and them pulled up, I see Dark State. There's 4 people in Dark State. You had Sugar. Yeah, Sweet Sugar. But then you had just Stacks and really Luca Crucifino and Rizzo, and they told Rizzo to leave because she's a woman. They told like, "Yo, leave! I need you to get out of here."
Yeah.
And then they standing around these old ass linguine eating guys. So they sitting around the park. I'm like, "Yo, what the hell these old guys gonna do?"
That was security dressed up like old men.
That was terrible, yo. And one guy looked like it was hard for him to walk. He took off with a limp. I said, "Oh my, they about to get their ass beat." So
it was crazy. What you know about this Dark State? I'm not saying they dropped the ball on that. I think
they dropped the ball. It's terrible.
They drug it out way too long. We've not had an introduction of like what's their point, what's their purpose. But so it's the Suge's guy. It's a guy with dreads, right?
Guy with dreads.
And then it's
I think it's Dion Lennox.
So he was the one that was always in the back, right?
Right.
And he was always saying his time was coming.
Oh, the guy we saw off of LFG, his name is Cutler James. I remember his name is Cutler. It just hit me when I said Cutler. I was like Cutler James, yeah.
But the Dion Lennox, like I thought he was going to be like the leader of the group, and we were going to get it because we had seen him on NXT. The other ones I don't really recall seeing them that much, and we didn't really know. I mean, we knew Cutler because we watched LFG. But like, I don't know who Sugar is, and the guy with the dreads, I don't know who he is.
Yeah, the guy with the dread, but Deion Lennox, I've seen him on NXT a couple of times, and I
Yeah.
thought he was going to be a big player, but
I thought he was.
he's kind of in the background right now. You know what I'm saying?
And so I just wish they would do more with them and let us know. So it will be good to see them on Stand and Deliver, to see how they work together and what they can do, because I did last week when they fought Oba, excuse me. You would think I would know that. Oba. And
that's the ruler. You do his name. So I was like, come on. Jesus.
Oba.
Don't do that again.
and when they had that match last week,
right,
I thought I was gonna see some highlight or get some information. I didn't get anything. So
yeah.
I don't know what to say about them.
I think they dropped the ball with them. I really think that they're starting to really, I mean, I know I joked about it in the past, but they really turned into Retribution 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need a purpose for them to come down and do what they do.
Attack certain people.
They only attack certain people, but they're not giving us a actual, a promo cut. Like I need something where why we here, why are we doing this? You know what I'm saying? I know they said they're here to bring justice or something like that. What did they say? Justice or something? Maybe no. I saw too many Shield reruns with Roman and them leading up to it. So I'll say justice with the Shield, but never mind. Yeah, I need more from Dark State. So
they had one time when they jumped in and they were attacking Javon and all of them.
Yeah.
And I really thought that it was going to come out that Javon or Trick or somebody had been orchestrating them.
That would have been cool, though, right?
Yeah. And I think we had talked about it at one time. But like, I thought that was going to be cool because it was like they were attacking Trick and Oba like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And Javon kind of wouldn't get as much. And I don't know if you had mentioned it or me just watching so much of it.
Yeah,
but I thought it was going to come out like one of them was going to stand up and like, this is his crew, and
right,
something like, because they were just attacking them.
So, yeah, they was attacking him.
I don't even know how D'Angelo family got in it. When did they attack them? They just inserted themselves after the match last week.
I think it was a couple weeks ago. They did do something to the D'Angelo family, but I didn't really pay attention to it. But I think that's how they got involved with it. But I think, don't get me wrong. Javon is in this championship match. Like you said, they haven't been attacking Javon like that. So I think that it's a possibility that maybe they can interfere in this match and Javon be the leader of the group. That would still be cool. That's just like fantasy booking I'm doing in my head right now, but it could be cool. We're gonna move on. Stephanie Vaquero was shown backstage with a promo. I mean, not backstage. She was shown doing a promo video package like the other NXT Fatal 4-Way participants for the championship, the women's championship. She was shown a promo back home in Chile, and she was shown at the television studio in Chile. She was shown with the mayor of Chile. Then she went home, and she was talking about her father and how he didn't get the chance to see her wrestle in Chile, but she did bring back 2 replica titles of the North American and the women's NXT championship. And that was a cool segment just to show how, how much of a star she has became and how she struggled. Because I watched the interview with her and Bubba Ray Dudley on Busted Open Radio, and she was explaining like how her struggles is. Like she really struggled. She tried out for WWE before, but she didn't make it. But she's been traveling. She was traveling alone as a female all across South America and Japan, and that's kind of tasking for a woman to do on her own. But she did it, and she came out. But the part that bugs me is nothing against Stephanie. This is against WWE for me. The part that bugs me is the fact that they keep saying that she's the first woman in NXT to hold 2 championships, when actually Mandy Rose held the UK championship and the NXT Women's Championship. She just unified it. Remember that she beat Alba Fire for the she held Mandy Rose held it. Remember right before they had let her go. He unified that title. So I think that's like I won't say a slap in the face, but kind of like you can't trick me because I've been watching your programming for a long time. So yeah, you can't give me that BS. So Mandy Rose held it first. And I'm gonna say it right now. If you disagree with me, oh well, I don't care. But I know what I saw. Yeah. Mandy Rose had the UK championship. And she had the
Are they saying it in NXT history or WWE?
Yeah, they said NXT history.
Oh, okay.
Now, if they say WWE, it's been multiple. But Becky, Becky 2 belts, and so hell, even Bailey held 2 championships. So
they always do that.
They always do it, trying to make somebody feel like man, I ain't slow. I ain't born yesterday. Anyway,
but that's what they do when they try to erase somebody, and you know how they got rid of her. So
yeah, and how they got rid of her was it was kind of BS too, because
still, I
was really enjoying Mandy Rose and Toxic.
One of the
Toxic
best things
Attraction.
that she could have did was go back to NXT because she really revamped her whole career.
Yeah, she revamped her whole career.
Mm-hmm.
Roxanne Perez was backstage. She did a segment and said she'll be her own partner. And then Cora Jade came out, and I guess they're tagging now.
Yeah, they made that official.
Yeah, for the talking about that championship match for the
so now it's a 4-way.
4-way. Then they did a botch because after that segment, they showed a picture of Thea Hail at the bottom, and then when they came back to TV,
they tried to make it out like it was a surprise.
They tried to make it like a surprise, and she came back and she was like, Andre Chase was backstage, and he was like talking to the two guys, and she was like, "Yeah, you can go for it." And you know, they just dropped the ball
like,
because I was asking. I think last week I was being the week before last, me and Coop was talking about what happened to Thea Hail.
You were like, "What they do with her?"
Yeah, what they do with her? But now she's back. I think she was dealing with an injury, and they didn't really come out and say it, but. So Thea Hail qualified. She beat Carmen Petrovich for the North American qualifier and got her in a Kimura lock.
Yeah, that was
made her tap out.
Quick match.
Yeah, it was a real quick match.
Really quick.
And after that, we had it was a segment with Trick in them. Yeah, the Trick, Obafemi, and Javon Evans.
Trick came out first.
Yep, Trick came out first.
And then Oba came out.
Yeah, Oba came out.
Javon came out into the audience.
Right. And Javon came out to the audience. Now that was a good segment too because it showed the guys and getting everybody hyped for the match in general. And what you doing?
No, I was just waiting for you.
Oh, I saw you looking down.
No, I was waiting for you talking. I'm sorry.
No. So just getting them hyped up for the match and overall showcasing what they can do. They was tossing Javon Evans around, if I'm remembering, because that's the match that I didn't really get a chance to finish writing down my notes. Not match, but
it wasn't a match. It was just more like a segment, them talking in the ring, and Javon comes out, pretty much tells Trick to shut up.
Right.
He was doing what Trick does. And then he basically gave Oba his roses and told him, "Yeah, you're a ruler. We know we're gonna see you many times, main event and WrestleManias and stuff like that." But he was basically telling him that it's his time. You stop sleeping on him. This is giving me Bianca, Rhea, and my girl Eos vibes.
Good
point. Where they're disregarding, because if you notice, the two stronger ones are in the ring. Okay. And Javon is on the outside,
right,
talking like, "You're not gonna forget about me."
Right.
So it kind of makes me feel.
That's a good point, yo. Good point. The point. I didn't really look at it like that. I think that's a good point. This match is. They call people up after WrestleMania, right? So, do you think that we see Obafemi on the main roster this year, or do you think he has another? I think Obafemi might be called up soon.
He's had both belts.
He has both belts.
He's had them both.
He has the look. He has the strength. He has the mic skills. I think Trick might not be called up because Trick still, to me, Trick still needs. He still needs seasoning on the mic.
That's what hurts me because I was let me tell you, I would have put money on it that Trick, when he lost that belt, he was going to be called up for Royal Rumble. Like, he was going to show up on the main roster. I was such an advocate for Trick to be on the main roster. But now that, I've gotten on the Oba train and...
Hey, yo.
I mean...
This is a joke we say here on All the Gold podcast. You got to chill. She got to chill, yo.
Anyway, I'm feeling like the ruler can make an impact.
Right.
So I think he could really showcase and be a star quickly on the main roster. I'm with you on that. That could have been why Javon was like, we're gonna see you on Mini soon. This is my time. That could have been why he was making references to him being on the main event.
Right.
I mean, main main platforms. So I agree with you 100%. Trick, I do say he probably does need a little bit more finessing there. I like this evil, or not evil, I should say heelish type character of him trying to come out, but I don't like the way he's doing it with Javon. Like, I don't feel like he's got to disrespect Javon, because Javon can. The boy can
go,
showcase.
and he's only 20 years old.
Yes,
He can go. He got a long future.
He's gonna be a problem, and I mean, he's entertaining to watch,
right?
And you can still take him seriously. Like, yes, he's a high flyer. Yes, he's all over the place, but he does moves that you can't even explain.
Right?
Like, I mean, I'm like, how did he do that? How is that even physically?
That boy be floating in the air.
Yes, so
like floating in the air.
He's fun to watch. But you know, and as much as I want Trick to be on the main roster, I do feel like he might get lost if he goes up.
Do you think that if he did get lost, if he goes to the main roster, he might get lost like Carmelo?
Yep.
Right.
And it's really sad. Like, they put Carmelo with Miz.
I think if Trick does get called up, I think you might see a Miz and Melo reunion somehow.
Not Miz.
Trick and Melo reunion.
Yeah, I don't know if I want that.
I mean, just for the main roster, you know, they did it with DIY, but
because Trick always plays second fiddle, and he's made himself the main character. And to be honest with you, he's more of a main character than Melo is to me.
Right.
So I don't want him to have to go.
No, you gotta wait a minute. Hold up now, because Melo had a good run now. He had a good run. Melo didn't miss an NXT like that. Come on now.
He didn't.
So
I don't know.
You know, like I said, I think Overfemi might get called up after WrestleMania. I think he might be one of the NXT stars to get called up. I think Javon Evans might take this belt at Stand and Deliver. I think he might do. I think Trick. I think they don't give it to Trick because Trick goes into a downward spiral even more.
Oh, he's gonna crash out.
He's gonna crash out even more.
And he had the shirt, crash out Trick.
Right. So you gotta look at it like that. So
he's gonna crash out.
You might see
gonna get pinned.
You might see Javon. You might see Javon.
And Javon keeps talking about he's pinned Elva twice.
Yep.
Who's gonna pin Trick?
Yeah. Let me see. There's one more thing I want to touch on that segment too, because I think let's go back to where we talking about Dark State. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. Never mind.
Say it.
No, I was gonna say that, you know, maybe it's a chance that, but I think they're gonna keep Javon babyface. You know what I'm saying? Because you already got. You got a lot of heels.
Well, then it could be Trick crashing out.
Yeah, Trick is crashing out. He's a heel. Oba, I think he's gonna lose that title, man.
He's gonna lose it, but he's not gonna get pinned.
Right, he's not gonna get pinned.
And he's gonna show up Monday.
Monday what?
On Raw.
I don't know. I don't know if that's too early. I think maybe at the draft, maybe.
He mentioned the draft.
Yeah, maybe at the draft. I think Monday. It's going to be a surprise Monday. They're going to have some surprise at Raw after WrestleMania. And damn, we got to do that one. Well, we're going to do that one too. I forgot about the Raw after WrestleMania. We were so hyped about this week, forgot about. Anyway,
that's you and
me and Coop. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in today.
Wait a minute before we go.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry. Let's run down the card real quick.
Oh, let's run down the NXT card. Let me pull that up. Good point, babe. Good point. Let's see. NXT stand.
And it's gonna be on Saturday at 1 p.m.
Oh, you have it?
Well, yeah. It's gonna be on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Peacock and Netflix Global. But you can't catch it on Peacock. So the main one is going to be Elva, Trick, and Javon Evans for the NXT title. You got Stephanie Vakir, Julia, Jordan Grace, and Jada Parker for the women's title. Who do you have for that? I don't know.
What do you mean? Who I have coming out on top?
Yeah,
Stephanie.
You got
Come
Stephanie.
on, man. La Primera.
But what's going on with Jordan? Like, I gotta see Jordan.
She's gonna get it. She's gonna get it eventually. But Stephanie, you know what? This is crazy, man.
It's crazy, and I don't think it's Julia. I don't know what that story.
No, I'm gonna tell you why it's crazy. Let's go back to this. A reason why I say this match is going to be crazy because I don't see nobody getting called up from this group right here just yet, because Stephanie wants to work on her English more and she wants to, continue to hone her craft. The WWE. Julia is still.
Julia hasn't done enough.
She hasn't done enough yet. Jordan is happy where she is right now, but she's eventually going to get called up. Jada, she's still the talent that's going to be working. That needs work, but I'm not even talking about call-ups. But I think Stephanie is going to win this match right now. I mean, she's going to retain. There's no way that they drop.
I
She's
don't-
too damn. She's white hot right now.
She's good.
She's white hot right
be,
now.
It would be pointless to take it off of her,
Right.
especially if giving her 2 belts,
Mhm.
then having her win, you know, defending both belts in that one night. You know,
Right.
was that Roadblock when she did that or something like that?
No, it was a Roadblock.
I don't
No,
know.
it was
She defended it. That's
Yeah,
what
it was
I'm saying.
Roadblock.
It was Roadblock. And then so I think the only competition that's got me as a question mark on that is just Jordan. But it might be too soon for Jordan.
It's still a bit too soon, but I
It
think
might be
eventually
Jordan.
she's going to get it.
She definitely gonna get it.
She's definitely going to get
And
it.
she's gonna keep it for a while.
Yeah.
She's gonna be a powerhouse.
Do you think that Stephanie overshined Julia since they're her rival?
Mhm.
Because they put so much hype around
Mhm.
Julia, and then Stephanie just outshined her.
Mhm. But
Yeah,
something
same
was
here.
up with. I think they were predicting that Julia was gonna be out longer. I don't quite am convinced it was an injury
Mhm.
because she fought a couple of matches after they had leaked that.
I think it was just her visa issues.
I
They
think
had
it
to
was
get
visa issues. Then they
issues
got
fixed.
cleared up faster than they thought.
Right.
But the NXT, the next one is the NXT Women's North American Championship ladder match.
Mhm.
Now that one is the one that's got Kalani,
Right.
Izzy Dane,
Mm-hmm.
Sol Ruka,
Right.
Zarya,
Mm-hmm.
Thea Hail,
Right.
and Lola Vice.
Right.
Am I missing someone?
No, I think you got it.
Yeah.
I think you got it, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the match card right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Yep, you had Zarya, Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, Izzy Dame, Lola Vice, and Thea Hill. That's
Mhm.
good. You had Stephanie Vaquera,
Mhm.
Julia Jordan Grace, Jada Parker for the women's title. Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus Hank and Tank. Who do you think come out on that one?
So Axiom
Fact.
and Nathan Frazier.
You think
I feel like, okay, so Hanging Tank, I knew they were going to win, especially after they had that pep talk from Street Profits last week.
right.
I knew when they won the first battle with the Tyson and Tyreek,
Right.
I knew they were going to win the whole gauntlet all the way through. But I'm sorry, they're no competition for Axiom and Frazier. And I feel like at this point, Axiom and Frazier, once they got highlighted in Spain, they were in Spain, and then he got highlighted when he did Ray's first match. Frazier did.
Ray Phoenix,
Yeah, he did Ray's first match, and like
that's another team that might get called up too.
To get called up.
They might get called up soon.
But I don't think they're gonna lose it to Hank and Tank. I would have given it to Briggs and other guy.
Nah, I would have gave it to
him.
I would have gave it to the one we said no quarter cash crew, Tavion Heights, and Miles Bourne. Yeah.
They don't wrestle enough for me to remember them. The reason why I said Briggs and
Amora
is because
they've been wrestling
like every
they've
week
been consistent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do that one last.
Okay.
Let me see.
That's it.
Ethan Page versus Ricky Saints for the North American Championship match. Who you got winning that one?
Ricky Saints.
Okay. And we got Oba Femi versus Trick Williams versus Javon Evans. Who you got winning that one?
I got Javon. I actually am gonna be controversial.
I'm gonna go with you on that one. I got Javon too. I got Javon's pulling that one, pulling away with that one.
Yeah.
Pause.
So it's a like, because this morning when I pulled it, it was only 3. So like I said, they added 2 new matches tonight.
Right.
And that's a solid card.
What was the other 2 matches they added?
They added
oh yeah, I'm sorry. We had 2 more. They had,
the family's not
the family. Yeah, they had the family. The D'Angelo family versus Dark State. Who do you think win that one?
Okay, so this one, I'm thinking Dark State is going to win, and I think we talked about this. Stacks is going to turn on Tony officially and cause the.
What if Stacks is the leader of Dark State? That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Because, like I told you, like it was just random that he just said, "We're going to take you."
Right, that was crazy.
Well, pause.
You can't do pause. You're a girl. Let's.
Yeah. So who do you have?
I got Dark State, because if you bury him right now, they're gonna look real weak. What's the point of them? So I think Dark State wins this. I think somehow, like you said, Stacks betrays Tony D'Angelo. Then you got Lash Legend and Jakar Jackson versus Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade versus Fatal Influence versus Tatum Paxley, Gigi Dolan, for the number one contender for the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match. And the winner gets a shot at the WWE Tag Team titles from the winner of Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. So who do you think wins this match to challenge the winner of that match?
Lash Legend and Jakara. Because why is Tatum and Gigi just in it for the ladder match, but then they got put into this one?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah, they got Tatum Paxton and Gigi Dolan. I don't know about that one. Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. Maybe they do make Roxanne and Cora Jade win to call them up on the main roster and have them.
Cora is not ready.
Cora's not ready. Yeah, I don't think Cora's ready. I think Roxanne's more ready than anybody out of all these people on here. Roxanne is ready, and Lash Legend is ready. Maybe. I mean, they already had Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson challenge for the titles,
but they haven't fought. And I think that Liv and Raquel's going to keep it.
Right.
So I think they're going to showcase them again because they were real heavy on main roster and then they just fell back. I think this is another way to introduce them back on here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with you want to go with them? I'm gonna go with Roxanne and Cora.
Okay.
Yep. That's it.
All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I appreciate you guys. Once again, thank you. We are at, let me just give an update on where we at because we are so close to 500 and we're trying to get the 500 person is going to get a the official All the Gold Podcast hat.
Y'all can see it.
Yep, All the Gold Podcast hat, All the Gold Podcast t-shirt. Might get a mug. No, you ain't. I might get a mug. You're going to get a mug and a thank you card from me and Coop. And, we just appreciate everything that you guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the likes and subscribes. Thank you for tuning on our TikTok, our Facebook, our Instagram, Spotify. And we really appreciate everything that you guys are doing. Let's see, we're at 494 subscribers. So we are basically 6 away from 500. So thank you once again. And I will see you tomorrow for Collision. Me and Coop will be on for Collision. This is a busy week for us. So we will be reviewing Collision tomorrow night. And after that, we're going to do, not Collision, excuse me, AEW Dynamite tomorrow. Then Thursday is Collision.
Yeah, they're doing
Thursday Collision. They cannot compete with WrestleMania. So they're not even going to try. They're not even going to try. They moved it to Thursday. Then Friday, we're going to be live for SmackDown this Friday. And we're not doing the Hall of Fame, so don't even look for me. I'm not staying up that late. Y'all tripping. We're going to do Stand and Deliver Saturday, and we're going to do WrestleMania. We're going to go live WrestleMania Night 1 and live WrestleMania Night 2. And we're going to go live the Raw after WrestleMania. So we're going to be real busy.
And I just want to say thank you all for having me here and supporting this channel. The guys are working extremely hard and they're doing great work getting these videos out night after night, staying up late and doing them. They both are hardworking family men. So just showing the love that you all have showed, I really appreciate it. Just as his wife, I just want to say thank you.
Yep. And I just want to say thank you for coming on and helping me out. She saw how tired I was last week when I was doing the video. And she said, hey, I'm going to be on with you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to support you this week. So,
and if you like it, maybe they'll let me come back.
Yeah. If you like Elva, put hashtag we want Elva. We might have her back. But for now, I just want to say thank you guys one more time. And we are out of here. Peace.